I call this meeting of the Board of Parks and Recreation to order. I am Michelle Cummings-Steele, Chair of the Board. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll move now to the appeal of decisions pursuant to the provisions of 2.68.030 of the Metropolitan Code of Laws. Please take notice that decisions of the Metropolitan Board of Parks and Recreation may be appealed to the Chancery Court of Davidson County for review under a common law writ of certiorari. Any appeal must be filed within 60 days after entry of a final decision by the board. Any person or other entity considering an appeal should consult with an attorney to ensure that time and procedural requirements are met. We'll move now to the consideration of the minutes. We have 2 sets of minutes to approve. I will take them up separately. Have you had an opportunity to read the minutes of our August 3rd scheduled meeting? Is there a motion for approval? Is there a second? Second. Any discussion? It's been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Have you had an opportunity to read the minutes of our August 11th special called meeting? Is there a motion for approval?
I make a motion to approve. Second.
Thank you so much. It's been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you so much. We're moving now to our Metro Council referrals. Are there any referrals from council members present? Director Odom.
No referrals at this time, although Councilman Withers will be here to speak on an item later in the meeting.
Okay, thank you so much. Welcome. We'll move now to old business 07-21-03. Staff requests conditional acceptance of a donation from Habitat for Humanity of an approximate 6-acre subdivision of land and proposed park improvements to the land. The property is located at 0 Brick Church Pike on parcel 06000007000. Conditions include park staff level approval of all design, construction, and compliance with all Metro Park standards and policies. Coordinated public engagement during design phase, a phase 1 environmental review of property to be donated, and resolution of any required remediation, development of property survey, legal description, and all other instruments required per Metro to accept the property donation, standard written confirmation of other terms, including no match obligation from parks. Upon transfer, Metro Parks will operate and maintain the park. This has been deferred to the next acquisition committee meeting. Moving to 07-2104, staff requests conditional acceptance of a donation from Greystar Development East LLC or its assigns of an approximate 1.3 acre parcel of land for a public park, construction of park improvements, grant of access easement over entry drive to owner of adjacent multifamily development, and declaration of covenants from owner for landscape and park maintenance. The property is located at 0 Gallatin Pike on parcel 033-000-12600, located in Madison, and would be constructed along with the adjacent multifamily development. Conditions include park staff level approval of all design, construction, and compliance with all Metro Park standards and policies and community need, a phase 1 environmental review of all property to be donated and resolution of any required remediation, development of property survey, legal description, and all other instruments required per Metro to accept the property donation, standard written confirmation of other terms, including no monetary match or property match obligation from parks, grant of access easement to owner of multifamily project giving access on entry drive. Upon transfer to park property, Greystar Development East LLC and all future owners of the multifamily property will maintain the park landscape and parking to be memorialized in the declaration of covenants or stipulation of access easement. Metro Parks will operate and maintain park equipment and hardscape. The acquisition committee met this morning. Jeff Haynes, is there a report from the committee?
We did meet and voted unanimously to approve this.
Thank you so much. Are there any comments from the board? I will accept a motion.
Make a motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes. Moving now to 07-21-10, Councilmember Nancy Van Rees, Chair for Parks, Library and Arts with support from Councilmember Sharon Hurt, Chair of the Minority Caucus, requests suspension of the rules to allow Public Square Park to be renamed Diane Nash Park. The naming committee met this morning. Commissioner Scott Barnes, is there a report from the committee?
Yeah, the naming committee met this morning and considered the item and voted to defer the item to 2 meetings. So the naming committee will meet next month in October and again in November.
Thank you so much. Are there any questions, any discussion? Thank you so much. We will, I'll accept a motion to accept the recommendation from the naming committee.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you so much. The motion passes. We'll move now to 08-21-04, request for approval to enter into a letter of agreement allowing the owners of parcel number 173-0000-9400 located at 5595 Pettus Road driveway access across a portion of Metro Park property, parcel number 173-0000-9500 located at 5601 Pettus Road, part of Zero Orchard Bend Park, as part of Public Works roundabout project at the intersection of Blue Hole Road and Pettus Road. Public Works will construct the driveway and relocate a gate as part of this roadway project. The Acquisition Committee met this morning. Commissioner Haynes, is there a report from the committee?
There is. We recommended unanimously approval.
Thank you so much. Are there any questions or discussion?
Make a motion for approval?
Thank you so much. Is there a second? All in favor? All opposed? The motion passes. Thank you so much. We'll move now to the consent agenda. I will accept a motion to accept the agenda in its entirety.
Second.
Thank you so much. It's been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes. We're going to move now to new business. We're going to change the agenda somewhat, moving up our 09-21-08 is at the near the end of your agenda, commissioners. 09-21-08, Ms. Rebecca Lowe and Ms. Dee Dee Beard request permission to address the board regarding Brookmead Park. Are you present? Thank you so much. You have 3 minutes.
Ms. Bird is taking
Bird.
care of her mother, but she's just around the corner, so I hope you'll allow her to speak if she pops in a little bit later. She and I worked on this together, but we'll see how it goes.
Okay, thank you.
So may I have the clicker? And we'll need to put up the different PowerPoint, please. First of all, thank you so much, Ms. Odom, for allowing us to speak, and thank you, board. You're on a tight ship here. I've been to other council meetings, and I'm like, wow, you guys really have it together. No joke, I'm really impressed. So, all right, here we go. So I'm Rebecca Lowe. I founded the group Reclaim Brookmead Park and Greenway on behalf of hundreds of citizens of West Nashville. I'd like to thank you for giving us the opportunity to speak to you about our park. We are a nonprofit and nonpartisan grassroots movement to help reclaim and rehab Brookmead Park and Greenway so that the taxpayers of Davidson County and specifically West Nashville can enjoy this beautiful space that has been unmanaged and unsafe, unfortunately, for over a decade. In the past, it looked like this. Isn't that beautiful? This gorgeous little bridge. I saw it there in 2010. That was the last time I was there. I'll let the pictures speak for themselves, and you all also have the same presentation that you can look at later. It was a wonderful park that was a Civil War site, and it was founded by our own Bob Henderson, who's here in the room. He worked with the Purcell administration. It was a public-private partnership, and the mayor had this vision that they were going to build a bridge, like in Shelby Bottoms, to connect to Bell's Bend. So that was... We would love to see that, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Now, since then, the park, unfortunately, looks like this. You may or may not be aware of it, but yes, we have a lot of tents and encampments everywhere. We even have Ring doorbells, dish satellites, and AC units that occupy the park. It's actually true. We've seen it. Our people here in this room actually took some of these photos. We have structures that are still up right now. Yes, there's been some movement to clean, but we still have drug dealing, open heroin use, assaults, just general mayhem that overflows into the surrounding areas, as well as trash and unfortunately human waste into the Cumberland River. Yes, the reviews speak for themselves. I won't go into that. They are obviously awful and embarrassing. But we are trying to address it. We don't know what happened. We don't understand. We've written the mayor's office and the council people and y'all for 5 years, and we just don't really understand. But here we are, and we're asking you to please help us put pressure on the mayor's office to help us do something about this encampment. We want the people who are living there to be compassionately treated, and we think they need a transition center, and they shouldn't be moving out 20 at a time, which is what their proposal is. You can go look into that. We just think they should do something a little more aggressive because we're a little nervous over there. Now, what are we gonna do in return for all this wonderful things you're gonna do for us? We are going to put our community efforts. We've got all these people here. A lot of them can't make it because they're working. But they are proposing that you maybe consider a soccer field or a playground, maybe a dog park. Don't poop. Oh, no, here we go. And maybe a small amphitheater. I'm wrapping it up right here. In return, we are going to help you communicate with the police. We're going to involve the community with time and donations. We've already got a weed wrangle on the books that we're ready to go in there and do. And it's just limitless. We know it needs a lot of work, but we really hope that you will help us in bringing the swift conclusion of this dark chapter of our park to an ending and allow us to get in there and enjoy the beautiful view of the Cumberland, like in that last picture. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much for being here. Are there any questions from the board, from Ms. Lowe? Any comments?
How many members do y'all have?
We have, I have a private email list of 250 members, and we have about 500 or 600 members on a group Facebook page. Those are the people who've, said hello and joined our group.
So this is primarily individuals, as we've heard certainly from a lot of individuals, and a lot of corporations helping out? Like those companies around there?
Well, not necessarily. I mean, I've talked to the people at Lowe's and Walmart, and some of us have approached the people at Jim and Nick's, but mostly it's the individual businesses around there that are supporting us and giving their feedback and giving mostly their testimonials, which are pretty terrible. Are there some? Oh, right, all the luxury apartments. We have 4 big luxury apartments that have been built in the last 3 years. It's about 1,000 doors, yeah? 1,500 doors, and we've been meeting with them, and they're very much in support of this. They really want to see it. Save the Cumberland, they're also behind us. So,
Well, thanks for doing this, because we know something needs to happen there, so.
thank you very much.
And I'm sorry, is there a friends group? Are you?
Not yet, we just talked about it. We said, boy, we need to call our, once we get this going. I mean, obviously, we have an issue to address that is not really a parks issue. What comes first is we need to help the people who are living there find a place that they can live and not just be, pushed to the curb. That's not acceptable for us. So until that happens, then we can really get cute and pretty and call ourselves Friends of Brookmead Park and start to develop a little bit more of an organization. And we look forward to that. And I think if you publicly and put some PR out there that says you're with us and behind us, it's going to just motivate everybody. I think a lot of people just have lost faith. And we're trying to say, don't lose faith. They're listening to us. We're gonna do this. We're gonna get it back. I hope I'm right. Don't make a liar of me.
Thank you for your time. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Dee Dee?
I just wanted to say thank you for your commitment to Brookmead Park, for coordinating with our staff as much as you have. I know that you have, Mr. Taylor's right behind you. I know that he has been one of those who's been with our maintenance team down there working with you. And we appreciate it. Know that you have our support. And when we get to a point, let me roll backward a little bit. We are coordinating with the mayor's office and the Homelessness Impact Division, as well as Metro Police, to try to resolve the issues down there. But when we get to a point of rehabbing the park, we certainly will be looking for your input, support, and want to help to resolve challenges at that location as a community, and that includes you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. We're moving now to the rest of new business, 09-21-02. Staff requests board to formally adopt the name Lytle Park for property purchased from Mo Lytle in 2012. The property is adjacent to Ravenwood Park and is a naming condition of purchase and acceptance of the property. The naming committee met this morning. Is there a recommendation from the naming committee?
The naming committee recommends to approve.
Thank you so much. Director Odom, was there any comment from staff? I apologize, my notes are, thank you. All righty, so the naming committee does recommend approval. I will accept a motion. Is there a second? Is there any discussion? All righty, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes. Thank you so much. 09-21-03, Ms. Jenny Hannon, President of Friends of Warner Parks, requests the board to accept a SWEAT staffing grant in the amount of $38,154.59 to cover January 1st, 2022 through June 30th, 2022. The grant will be distributed via quarterly reimbursements to Metro Parks as detailed below. M&R worker, step 1, 5 positions, $22,853.65. M&R worker, step 2, $9,826.29. M&R worker, step 2, $5,474.65 for a total of $38,154.59. Friends of Warner Parks will reimburse grant total amounts exceeded due to hourly wage changes or COLA. This donation does not require a matching donation nor any type of further fulfillment by Metro Parks. Director Odom, is there a staff recommendation?
Staff recommends approval.
Thank you so much. I'll accept a motion from the board.
Make a motion, we approve.
Thank you so much. Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes. 09-21-04, Ms. Jenny Hannon, President of Friends of Warner Parks, requests the board to accept a staffing grant in the amount of $31,896.60 to cover January 1st, 2022 through June 30th, 2022. The grant will be distributed via quarterly reimbursements to Metro Parks as detailed below. A Naturalist 1, part-time, step 1, $8,237.44. Naturalist 1, part-time, Elizabeth Krogman, $8,785.19. Naturalist 1, part-time, Will Chamberlain, $8,785.19. Seasonal worker 4, Nature Center, aide, $2,569.39. Seasonal worker 4, $2,569.39. And a copier Rico, or not, copier, Rico, copier, a copier. Oh, okay. $950. See, when you're reading all this, it's all names, and so it just looks like, it doesn't look like copier. The total is $31,896.60. Friends of Warner Parks will reimburse grant total amounts exceeded due to hourly wage changes or COLA. This donation does not require a matching donation nor any type of further fulfillment by Metro Parks. Director Odom, is there a staff recommendation?
Staff recommends approval.
I'll accept the motion.
Motion.
Second. Any second? Is there any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. 09-21-05, Ms. Gretchen Pritchett, President of Natural Parks Foundation, requests the board to accept an in-kind grant estimated at $5,600 in support of painting work on the Hamilton Creek Marina Clubhouse. This funding is a donation to NPF from the Sail Nashville organization, a certified sailing instruction program at Hamilton Creek Marina. There is no match or other obligation from Metro Parks or government related to this grant. No money will be paid to Metro Parks. Director Odom, is there a staff recommendation?
Staff recommends approval.
I'll accept a motion.
Make a motion.
Is there any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? The motion passes. Thank you. 09-21-06, Trey Stewart, President of McCabe Park Little League, requests the board to accept an in-kind grant valued at $9,950 to replace the roof on the concession restroom building and all 4 dugouts, and to build a scorer's table behind the backstage on the big field of McCabe Park. This donation does not Require a matching donation from Metro Parks. McCabe Park Little League will cover all expenses associated with the development, upkeep, and maintenance. Director Odom, is there a staff recommendation?
Staff recommends approval.
I'll accept a motion. Is there a second? Is there any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? The motion passes. Thank you. 09-21-07, Ms. Rebecca Ratz, Director of Friends of Shelby Park and Bottoms, requests board approval to fundraise for the planning and redevelopment of the National Register listed Naval Reserve Training Facility in Shelby Park. Director Odom, is there a staff recommendation?
Staff recommends approval.
Thank you so much. Is there someone here to speak? Thank you. You have 3 minutes.
Okay, it's on already?
It is.
All right. My name is Rebecca Ratz. I am the Executive Director for the Friends of Shelby Park and Bottoms. Thanks for having me today. Shelby Park is a 1,300-acre park along the Cumberland River, 2 miles from downtown Nashville. And at the western edge, you can't really see the star that just shined it there, is the Naval Reserve Training Facility. It was originally constructed in 1948 and was designed by noted architect Edwin Keeble to resemble the prow of a ship. And in 2009, the building was decommissioned by the Navy, turned over to the Metro Parks Department, and since then it is sat empty and it continues to deteriorate. And together, we believe we can change this. We have been working with the Center for Nonprofit Management Innovation Catalyst program, and Friends of Shelby has developed a plan for revitalization. And so we want to introduce to you the Shelby Naval Commons. The heart of the Commons is an events hall that can host beautiful weddings as well as community events. Along the wings of the building, we envision office space for nonprofits and neighborhood businesses. At the western end of the building is a restaurant space and market so that neighbors can come together to share a meal, but also grab a picnic before heading out into the park. And on the ground floor is space for recreation-focused retail, bike rental, boat tours, so that folks can adventure out into the larger park. So our goal is to enter into a long-term lease agreement with Metro that would allow Friends of Shelby to lead the redevelopment and then manage operations and maintenance long-term. We are the right partners for this because of our mission alignment with Metro Parks, because we have the trust of our neighbors to work on their behalf, and because we have the flexibility of a non-governmental organization to bring private funding to the project. So we have been working on a pro forma, and we have preliminary construction estimates totaling $6.7 million. To fund this project, our model has Metro contributing capital money of $2.5 million, and Friends of Shelby bringing the additional remaining $4.2 million through private sources. With this scenario, we expect annual cash returns of over $100,000 that can be reinvested every single year back into Shelby Park. And in addition to creating the much needed revenue source for the park, this project will also preserve an endangered historic landmark. It will invite more people to come and use the park every single day. And it creates a place where people of all income levels and all backgrounds can discover opportunities for shared experience. Parks bring people together, and that is the goal of Shelby Naval Commons. So we are here today to begin the discussion with you to request approval for begin preliminary fundraising and get your feedback and answer any questions. And you have a packet too, I'm sorry, with our full business proposal that came out of the Innovation Catalyst program.
So this is really good. I deal with pro formas every day. What happens if there is a loss? Who is going to bear the brunt of that loss if income ends up being lower or expenses end up being higher?
Yeah, and those are some questions that we are going to have to work through, but we envision Friends of Shelby being responsible for any losses. The way we are conservatively looking at this budget right now is that a portion of the money is financed and a portion of the money is through just general donations, whether they're foundation donations or corporate donations. And obviously, the more we can raise the money ahead of time and not finance, then our numbers turn out better. And so we think we have a pretty conservative look at it, and that if we can raise more money, then we're actually bringing in more money. The kind of minimum threshold we have right now is that we would receive just $1 million in donations. Yeah.
Rebecca, I think it's a great idea. We've been talking about this for many years in this room, that building. During the big rains recently, was there any flooding in there? I was just curious.
No, in 2010, the building did flood. Really, Shelby Park floods primarily when the Cumberland gets up, and the waters actually come into the park from the Cumberland River. We don't have a lot of flooding issues in the park from just these heavy one-time, rains. Yeah.
Any other questions from the commissioners? Councilmember Withers, you wanted to address the board?
Thank you, Commissioners. I'm District 6 Councilmember Brett Withers, and this is the first time I've ever been before this commission. So thank you for your service, and thank you for letting me speak for just a couple minutes today. I think Rebecca's done a fantastic job of explaining the vision. There was a high degree of community input that went into coming up with what the community might want to see in this building. A large number of East Nashville community members and especially design professionals are part of that group, and they bring a lot of creativity to a lot of their architectural and landscape design projects, and I'm really thrilled to see those East Nashville neighbors having participated so much in this. At the end of Mayor Dean's administration, he did place a landmark designation on that building, working with the Metro Council member at the time, but as with so many other things, just budgetary constraints and lack of financing made stabilizing it difficult, but also there really was a need to figure out what we're going to do with this building. And so I think the program that Friends of Shelby have come up with for this is a really good one. One of the things as well that I like about it a lot, and I kind of tell people about this, when the bridge building was done, we saved and repurposed that building, but there isn't necessarily a lot of public access to it. And so one of the things I really like about this presentation is that it does have spaces for small businesses, and just the general public can use it. They can go to our restaurant. One thing that's really important as well is it would have restroom facilities, which we can't have enough of in parks. But all of those things would really help family members of all income levels to be able to come to Shelby Park and spend a little bit longer time than maybe they do today, having some of those public accommodations. But I think this is a really great plan. I am speaking to Mayor Cooper's administration about the Metro subsidy request. I think it's a reasonable request when you look as a match proposal, when you look at the amount of other donations and community commitments that they hope to achieve to help fund this project. So just wanted to come out today and say I think that they've done a great job getting here. There's a whole lot more that they and I could say about it, but I don't want to take up more of your time today. But just want to thank you again for your consideration.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here, both. Any other questions, comments? Director Odom, is there a staff recommendation? Thank you so much. I'll accept a motion.
I move approval.
Is there any additional discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The motion passes. Thank you all again for being here. We'll move now to 09-21-09, acknowledgement of the annual monitoring facility usage report for ES Rose Park Sports Complex. Director Odom.
Madam Chair, we ask that that item be deferred to the October meeting, please.
We will defer to the October meeting. Thank you so much. We're moving now to special presentations. Seeing none. Okay, we'll move now to capital projects update with Tim Nash.
Thank you very much. Good to see you all. I'll just hit some of the major highlights since last month. I think last month I mentioned that we had received one construction bid for Ottafama Archaeological Park, and it came in very, very much higher than our budget. We have a $500,000 LPRF grant from TDEC to fund that project. The bid came in at $2 million. So we have gone through a value engineering process with the with the one general contractor that bid on it. We've had conversations with procurement and with TDEC. I might have said TDOT before. I meant TDEC, which gave us the grant. What TDEC has told us is if we want to reduce or modify the scope of the project, we will have to reapply for the grant. It took 3 years from our original application to when that contract was executed. So after discussions with Monique and the Friends of Ottafama, and a vote, advisory or recommendation vote from the Friends of Ottafama, our plan is to give that grant back to the state. And soon, maybe at the next park board meeting, the Friends group will be coming to you with a request to self-fund an alternate development project for that site. At Centennial Park, the Children's Memory Garden, you all approved the Conservancy's generous donation to fund that project, and construction contract execution is pending Metro Council approval of that grant, and it is at least on the committee agenda tonight. At Fort Negley, we have launched the master plan. The first few months of master planning are always data collection and site analysis, so that is underway, and we are concurrently developing a public engagement strategy looking at probably late fall for the first round of public engagement on that project. Madison Station, this is the site behind the Madison Library that is currently not park property, but it's open space. And several months ago, you all approved a partnership with the Nashville Civic Design Center to go through schematic design on that project. And so they have been hosting, in collaboration with Parks, an initial round of public engagement on that project. Wharf Park master planning is continuing. We've completed the site analysis and data collection phase, and just now the team is starting to pull together some concepts for programming and actual site design. So more on that coming soon. We'll have a second round of public engagement on that, also probably in late fall. Those are the highlights. Happy to answer any questions.
I have a question. Maybe I should know this, but going back to the Madison Station, you said it's not park land, so why are we involved? What is our involvement, I guess is the question.
Yeah, so that open space is owned by Metro. It's not currently assigned to the Parks Department. It's assigned to the library, but it is a great opportunity to integrate a pocket park into this location where there is a deficit of parkland. Council member Van Reese has been working on that project for a long time, and it's pretty cool. They're doing the Madison Station Boulevard project right now. NDOT is doing that project, so they're going to have a very pedestrian-friendly streetscape through that area. The library is there as a civic facility, and then across the new Madison Station Boulevard is Amqui Station, and the Roots Barn is under construction there too, and then 50 Forward is across the street. So there's a real density of Madison destinations in that park, and this will be almost like a little public square for Madison. So it would eventually be that, and then that portion of that property would come to Metro Parks.
I see. Okay, thank you.
Very good, thank you.
We'll move now to upcoming special activities and events with Jackie Jones.
Good afternoon, everyone. So we're hoping that you will make September a month to remember. We have a lot of great events scheduled for this month. I'm going to run through these real quickly. If you need more detailed information, you can find that on our website. So we have Musicians Corner, September Sundown. That began last week in Centennial Park. The event will feature free music every Thursday and Friday evening in September, with a special Saturday event on September 25th. Another event unique to Centennial Park this month is Food Truck Brunch from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. every Sunday in Centennial Park. This Friday, we have Community Movie Night at Bellevue Park, and outside cinema at Mill Ridge Park. Both events are scheduled to start at 7 p.m. This Saturday, September 11th, we have Soul in September Festival from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. at Hadley Park, and the Green Hills Park Festival from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. in Green Hills Park. On September 17th, the famous African Street Festival begins and runs through Sunday. That event, of course, will take place in Centennial Park. The Full Moon Picking Party is scheduled from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. on September 17th at Percy Warner Park. We have Jazz on the Cumberland scheduled on Sunday, September 19th from 5:30 to 8 p.m. at Cumberland Park. And we have the Golden Pheasant Triathlon. That's scheduled on September 25th in Shelby Park and Bottoms. Participants will kayak the Cumberland River, bike Shelby Bottoms, and run back through the park. Proceeds from this event support Friends of Shelby and Walk Bike Nashville. And of course, we have the farmers markets that go on continuously throughout the summer and the fall. If you need more details, or if you have questions about these events, you can log on to our website, nashville.gov/parks. That concludes my report.
Any questions? Thank you so much, Jackie. We're moving now to the report of the director.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'll be brief in my reporting. I think we've had a lot of interesting information come to you all today. But just wanted to remind you all that Metro has issued a mask mandate for all Metro and public buildings. And we, the department, will modify and revise our safety protocols as, we get directives from the Health Department and CDC. We continue to work to fill vacancies in the department. We have a number of vacancies, and yet still need to balance filling those vacancies with our need and with solvency. The Nrpa Conference will be September 21st through 23rd at the Music City Center. We are the host city this year, and I hope some of you all are planning to attend. The conference is a hybrid. It's both virtual and in person. For additional information, you can just contact Mary people. Yes, this month. Sure. Yes. Okay, we'll send it. We'll get something out to y'all. And I would also like to just mention to not only to you all, but to our viewers at home, that our park system is active and as busy as ever. And I would encourage park users to help us take care of parks and parks facilities by picking up after themselves and their pets, and by reporting any damages you notice at any parks and parks locations, either to the department directly or through the hub system for Metro. And finally, I know that we discussed last month Mr. Fossick, Stan Fossick, coming and us acknowledging his service to the Parks Department. I had spoken with him early last month, and he tentatively said that he would be here. He has since confirmed that he, of course, is not here and would not be for some time. But I did want to just go ahead and show you all the gift that we have for him, and we will have this delivered to him. I don't want to prolong it anymore. We certainly wish that he was able to be here with us, but certainly hold him dear in our hearts for his 30 years of service as a Parks Board member. So with that, any questions?
Thank you so much, Director Odom. We're moving now to announcements, requests for future agenda items or open items. Are there any?
There are none.
All righty. I'll accept a motion to adjourn. We're adjourned. Thank you.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information about this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.